it's Mary Ellen, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things related to the storytelling industry. If you don't already know me, I write nonfiction under my real name, Mary Ellen Quigley, and romance under my pen name, M.E. Laverne. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about a couple of hot topics that have been going on in the writing community that I want to put my stance on. Before we get into the video, I do want to say thank you to everyone who has reached out to me in the last couple of weeks. I got sick with COVID, as y'all know, if you watched my short, and it is by far, I've had COVID 3 times now. This is the worst I have ever had it. Like, I actually had to call off work for 3 days. Like, it was horrible. I haven't felt this bad in a really long time, but I'm finally on the mend. I finally updated my Kanban board, as you can see, and I'm getting there. I'm making progress finally. So thank you to everybody who reached out. I am doing much better, and I'm ready to hit September strong. All right, getting into it, I have 3 main things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about Ream Stories, I want to talk about NaNoWriMo, and I'm going to talk about my stance on AI. Now, I will add timestamps, so if you're like, I don't care about XYZ, feel free to skip around and watch whatever you feel comfortable watching. Starting off strong with Ream Stories. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that when all the Ream drama happened, I did post a short just basically saying that, hey, I will offer an update on this. I want to give it some time, see how they handle things before I make a decision. And all of this kind of went down, I think at the end, was it the end of June or beginning of July? It's been a couple months since all of the drama happened. I don't quite remember the timeline. But essentially, the drama came in a couple of spots. I'm going to try to sum this up as quickly as possible. However, there is a really great video that I'm going to link below, and I'm going to probably butcher this name, but it's by, is it NarraTale? I'm probably saying that wrong, but the video is called Ream Stories Has a Transparency Issue. I'm going to link that below because a lot of the concerns that is addressed in this video are a lot of the same concerns that I'm having. But to sum it up in a short way, their CEO was ousted from the company, Michael Evans, and the problem with that is that Michael was really the face of Ream. He was the one who did like the YouTube channel, the podcast. If there was any kind of industry event, he was the one going to the industry event. He was the face of Ream. So the ousting of Michael was extremely quick. There was no warning. There was no goodbye video. It was like one day he was there. The next day he was gone, and he went out with a blaze of fury. Like, it is a whole thing. At the end of the day, I don't know what went down. I feel like that's an internal issue between the founders and owners of Ream and Michael. It's a he said, she said. But regardless, from a PR perspective, I don't think that that transition from Michael to Destiny was smooth, and it was not handled well. So there was a lot of backlash from that. There was some concern about AI because essentially Ream Stories is allowing AI on the platform. You have to disclose, but let's be real, how many people actually disclose that they use AI? How many people are just writing a novel with AI and not telling you they do? So, I mean, you can voluntarily disclose. I mean, it's on YouTube. You can voluntarily disclose if you're using AI or not. But how many people are actually voluntarily disclosing? And then the third thing that really got everybody all fired up was that we knew that Ream was founded by like a husband and wife team. It was a husband who wanted a better platform for his wife because she was a writer and she was being censored on Patreon. So he wanted to create a platform where she would not be censored and could write her spicy romances, right? But what we didn't know was that, well, back it up a little bit. The claim to fame on Ream is an author named Amelia Rose. She's the one that they tout on all the podcasts, all the YouTube videos, the Facebook groups, featured author on the Ream site. Like, this is our success story. You can make money like Amelia if you follow these strategies and you use Ream as your platform. What they neglected to tell us was that Amelia Rose is actually named Destiny, and she is the wife of this husband and wife duo that helped found Ream. Why is this an issue? For me, it's an issue because, of course, she's doing well on the platform. She founded it. Like, of course she's doing well. She owns the company, for lack of a better term. And I think it just put a sour taste in everybody's mouth that, and really for me, I kind of don't care, but for a lot of authors who write spicy romance, they have the complaint of they don't really give you stats. Like, there is no like analytics involved in Ream. I know that's something they're talking about creating and allowing on the site, but it currently does not exist. And everyone was a little bit concerned. They're like, we don't have access to analytics for our stories, but an author who is our direct competitor, because, you know, Spicy Romance and Spicy Romance has access to all of our analytics. Is that really fair? You know, so again, there's a video that I'm linking below that really explains this way better than I explain it. I'm not even going to try to compete, just hear what she has to say, and it'll all make sense. With that being said, I still wanted to give it a couple of months just to see what the response of Ream would be. Are they going to change things? Are things going to be smoothed out? Ultimately, I am deciding to close my Ream account. So I'm going to be removing my books and closing my account and just going old school and doing a mailing list. But if I'm being 100% transparent with you guys, it doesn't have as much to do with the drama as it does with it just isn't working for me. So I think that sites like Ream and Patreon are fabulous. Highly recommended. If you can use them, you should 100% use them. The problem is I don't have enough of a following yet. I quite simply just don't have enough readers for anybody to be willing to, number one, go to a whole brand new site and follow me and pay to read I don't have enough following. Unless you have people who are like in love with your stories, they're not going to pay any kind of money to read your books. So number one, I don't think I'm at that level yet. I think that for someone like me who I'm really only launched my pen name a couple years ago and I only have like 3 books out under my pen name, I need more of a backlist. I need more readers. I need more followers on social media in general. And one of the ways that I'm going to really attack this is I need to just grow my socials in general and grow a mailing list. 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, whatever that looks like, once I have a good readership, then I may revisit something like Ream or Patreon, and maybe that would be a good way of getting like some secondary income and really creating kind of like a fan club for my books. But you can't create a fan club if you don't have any fans. So for me, it doesn't work. If you're someone who has a large following, I highly recommend that you at least look into it if you want to. I recommend, if you're thinking about Ream, look up the Facebook group, look up some YouTube videos, look up the articles, look up the town hall videos. They're on Reddit somewhere. Make sure that you're educated and that you feel comfortable with the terms and the conditions of the site before you decide to put your hard work on the site to make sure that you're making the most educated decision you can. All right. Following it up strong with NaNoWriMo. Oh, NaNoWriMo is on every single feed, on every social media account I have for all of my writing stuff because, man, what a topic. So here's the thing. NaNoWriMo is in hot water. They've been in hot water. They had like a essay situation like, 6 months to a year ago, something like that, prior, last year. And now they've got everybody up in arms because they made a statement about AI. And basically saying that they're pro-AI. And that if you're not pro-AI, then I forget how they worded it, but you can look it up. It's like you're being ableist or being discriminatory and ableist or whatever. Let's be real. NaNoWriMo is just kind of a staple in the writing world, but does anybody actually use the NaNoWriMo site? I'm being real with you. I do NaNoWriMo every single year. I don't ever log into their site. There are no writing groups, because back in the day when I first started, I started doing NaNoWriMo in early 2004, 2005. And the first year I won, I think, was like 2006. Okay, so I've been doing NaNoWriMo for almost 20 years, just shy of 20 years. And it's one of my favorite things I participate in. Back in the day when it first started, it was fabulous because you would sign up for your region would have get-togethers in person at like libraries and coffee shops, and you would have like weekly write-ins and celebration at the beginning and celebration, all of these in-person things. It was so much fun. I met so many friends. I had writing groups back in the day. I mean, NaNoWriMo was the okay? Here's the problem. The pandemic happened. And then after the pandemic happened, a lot of those groups died off. So there are no region meetups for my area. I don't even get on there. Do you know what I do instead? I get on YouTube Lives. I get on Facebook Lives. I chat more with like Discord servers and Facebooks and YouTube Lives about my progress in NaNoWriMo. So here's my thing. If we don't like the organization, if we're not happy with their stance, which if you are a writer, you probably are not happy with their stance in AI, don't use them. We don't have to even call it NaNoWriMo. You don't even have to do it in November, right? Like, do it another month and call it like writing a book in a month. I don't know. Come up with a cute name. 30 days of writing. I don't know. Come up with some kind of cute name. Because most of us aren't using NaNoWriMo's site anyway. Most of us get on there to announce our novel, click if we've won or not, right? And like download the free coupons for stuff. But like none of us actually use the site otherwise. So just don't use it. Just don't use it. That's all you have to do. And in fact, one of the reasons why I was not going to do NaNoWriMo this year and I bailed last year was because November's a bad time for me. I'm in hospitality industry. October, November, and like the beginning half of December, that's budgets. So usually you have like October, you're doing your budget, right? September, October, you're doing the budgets. November, you are rolling up to ownership, and then they're coming back to you 50 million times with like, we like this, we don't like this, we don't. So you're adjusting the budget and representing 5 million freaking times, okay? You usually have to do a couple true-ups in December and January. So, like, November is chaotic. Not only that, but it's Thanksgiving in the United States. And I usually like to host Thanksgiving. So, you have a whole, like, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, probably Sunday, let's be fair, 5 days in those 30 days where I'm not going to write because family comes in on Wednesday and they don't leave till Sunday. So that's like 5 days of me not writing. So like November just doesn't work for me. So I was like, we don't have to use NaNoWriMo. We don't. And in fact, I'm going to move NaNoWriMo to January. Do you know why I'm picking January? It has 31 days, not 30. So it's a little less stressed, not by much, but it's a little bit less stressed, right? Get an extra day in there. What a perfect way to start off the year. Think about it. 50,000 words in 31 days. We all have New Year's goals and resolutions. What better time would it be to jump into the new year and be like, I'm going to start off the new year with a new book. And then you have the whole rest of that year to edit it and publish it. Think about it. I'm thinking about moving it to like January or like maybe March. February wouldn't work because there's only 28 days. That'd be way too much stress. But like seriously, why not? So that's my thoughts on NaNoWriMo. I don't love where the organization is going right now. I think they're just making some bad choices. I hope that they can turn it around because NaNoWriMo is huge. I mean, it's kind of outgrown its britches. Everybody who's a writer knows about NaNoWriMo. But if you are offended by their stance on AI and stuff, which most of us are, you can still write a book in a month. You don't have to go through NaNoWriMo. Just come up with your own thing. That's all you have to do. In that same vein of thought, my stance on AI. I don't think this is going to come as a shock to anybody. I'm not a fan of generative AI. But I am a fan of AI for some things, but not generative AI. So I thought I would be clear so that everybody knows my stance. So if you're like, I don't know what Mary thinks about AI, yes you do, because I'm about to tell you. Here are my thoughts on AI. I like to use AI for two things and two things only. Ready? Grammar checking through Grammarly or Pro Writing Aid. They're part of the program. Now, they have to be careful because there are certain parts of Grammarly and ProWriting Aid that I use and certain parts that I don't. So when it comes to those two programs, I like to check grammar, verb tenses, that kind of stuff, right? And I do not mind with ProWriting Aid. It'll point out like if you're using too many of like use the word said 57 times. I don't know. It has where it'll let you know like what words you use too much and what phrases you use too much. I love it for that kind of stuff, right? Where I don't use it is they do have like, for example, ProWriting Aid will have a section that's like, do you want to reword your sentence? And you can click and it will reword entire passages for you. I do not use that. I will look at it for reference, like, is it saying this is why is it saying this is wordy? Oh, it says this is too wordy. That's fine. I'll go back and I will look at that sentence myself and figure out how to make it less wordy. But I do not use it to generate text for me other than like grammar checking and spotting things like you're using this word 5 million times. Maybe you want to try a different phrase kind of thing. I think AI is fine for that and I use it for that. That's as far as I take it. If it starts writing sentences and phrases for me, I don't use it for that because to me, that's taking away my voice in my writing. Secondly, I think AI is great for brainstorming. I will 100% admit I used it twice in my writing, my last book. Well, my last book and my new book. I asked ChatGPT, give me 10 ways someone could be assassinated by the mafia. Because I don't kill people. So what are 10 ways you could be assassinated by the mafia? Because Mary's not a murderer. And I don't watch a lot of like mafia movies. So I needed some help on that. But as far as generative AI, where I am putting a prompt and it is writing a story for me, hard pass. I don't do it. To me, that is not writing. That's my opinion. Now, if you have a different opinion, that's your choice, right? That's the good thing about being a person is that we're all allowed to have our own opinion. I personally think that if I am not writing the words, I'm not the writer of that work. And therefore, I cannot support generative AI. I know that that is a thing, especially for copywriters right now. A lot of people are writing articles for like article sites and Upwork, and they're using AI. And I get that you're trying to make your life easier, but you are taking your voice out of your writing. And if you want to be a good writer, you have to have a voice. That's not the kind of writing that I want to be known for. So I'm good with AI in terms of grammar checking, editing, that sort of a thing. And I'm good with AI in terms of brainstorming ideas or lists of things. I'm fine with that. But that's as far as I will take it. As soon as it starts generating text for me, I'm done. I will not use it for that. So that is my stance on AI, if you guys are wondering. And again, I am not angry at you if you have a different stance. This is not a debate. This is not something to be angry about. We are allowed to have differing opinions. So just be kind in the comment section. All right. So I want to take a minute to address these, controversial topics. And I did a lot of there were a lot of hands today because when I'm emotional, I use my hands. I would love to hear your opinion in the comments below. And it's okay if you disagree with me. If you have some kind of comment you want to leave, feel free to leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up, share, like, all of the things. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.